Hello students, last time we learned about the location and extent of India and Brazil. Now we are going to learn about the physiography and drainage pattern of these two countries. It means India and Brazil. So let's learn the third chapter of your geography textbook, Physiography and Drainage. See that we learn this chapter in two parts. First, we learn about the physiography of India and Brazil. While watching this video, you must have your textbook with yourself. So, first, see the map which is given in your textbook and try to write down the questions which are related with the map. It means maps of India and Brazil. First, we are going to see the physiography of India. See, here are two maps or geographical or physiographical map of India. Which are physiographic divisions of India? See, there are 5 physiographic divisions of India. First is the Himalayas. The second one is the North Indian Plains. The third one is Peninsula. The fourth one is Coastal Plains. And the fifth one is Island Groups of India. So, we are going to learn about detailed information about these physiographic divisions of India. Means about the Himalayas, the North Indian Plains, the Peninsula, Coastal Plains and Island Groups of India. When we see the physiography of India, there is an important mount, that is Himalayas. The Himalayas is one of the young fold mountain in the world. The Himalayas extend from Pamir Knot in Tajikistan to the east. It is a major mountain system of the Asian continent. In India, it extends from Jammu Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. See, in this video, you can see the physiographic location of Himalaya in the North India and its topography. Now see to it that the Himalayas is not a single mountain range. There are many parallel ranges in the system. In southernmost is known as Shivaliks. It is also the youngest range of Himalaya. The next two Shivalik are Lesser Himalayas, Greater Himalayas, which is also known as Himadri, and Trans-Himalayan ranges from south to north. These ranges are young to old respectively. These mountain ranges are also divided into Western Himalayas or Kashmir Himalayas, Central Himalayas, which is known as Kumaon Himalayas, and Eastern Himalayas, which is known as Assam Himalayas. Whereas some ranges of Himalayas are also called Purvanchal, which are situated in the northeast of India. After the Himalayas, we are going to learn about the next geographical division is North Indian Plains. This division lies between Himalaya mountains in the north and the peninsula in the south. It extends from Rajasthan and Punjab in the west to Assam in the east. It is mostly a flat, low-lying area. The North Indian Plains are divided into two parts. The part lying to the east of the Aravallis is the basin of the river Ganga and therefore known as the Ganga Plains. The slopes of Ganga Plain is eastward. Now, most of the West Bengal state of India and Bangladesh together constitute the delta of Ganga Brahmaputra system. It is known as Sundarban. It is considered to be the world's largest delta. See, listen again. Sundarban is considered to be the world's largest delta, whereas the western part of the North Indian plains is occupied by desert. It is also known as third desert or Marusthali. Most of the Rajasthan is occupied by this desert. To the north of the desert lie the plains of Punjab. This region is spread to the west of Aravallis and Delhi ranges. These plains have formed as a result of the depositional work by the river Satluj and its tributaries. The slope of the plain is towards the west. Because the soil here is very fertile, agriculture is largely practiced in this region. So these are specialities of North Indian plains. North Indian plains are playing an important role in Indian economy, whereas in Indian agriculture. The next is the peninsula. The Indian peninsula is the large physiographic division of India. The area lying to the south of North Indian plains and tapering towards the Indian Ocean is called Indian Peninsula. It consists of many plateaus as well as hill ranges. The Aravallis in the north are the oldest fold mountains here. It includes a series of plateaus bordering the plains. Vindhyas and Satpura ranges in the central part and the hilly ranges of western and eastern Ghats are the parts of Indian peninsula. The next physiographic division of India is the coastal plains. India is blessed with a long coastal line extending for approximately 7,500 kilometers. It lies to the western and eastern part of the peninsula. Its western and eastern coastal lines show remarkable dissimilarities. Now, first we are going to learn about the western coastal. The western coast of India borders Arabian Sea. It is by and large a rocky coast. At places, spurs taking off from the western Ghats have extended right up to the coast. Its width is also less. Even the rivers originating from western Ghats are short and swift, and hence they form estuaries and not deltas. Here in this map, we can see the western coastal line at the western side of India in blue color. After learning about the western coastal line, now we are moving towards the eastern coastal line. The eastern coast borders the Bay of Bengal. It has formed as a result of depositional work of rivers. Many east flowing rivers using from the western and eastern Ghats meet this coast. Because of the gentle slope of the land, rivers flow at lower velocities and deposit sediments brought with them at the coast. As a result, deltas are found along this coast. So the speciality of the eastern coast is a delta region, which is formed by many rivers. The last geographic division of India is the island groups. India has many small and large islands along the coast of the mainland. These are included in the coastal islands group. India has two large groups of islands. One is in the Arabian Sea and the another is in Bay of Bengal. The islands in the Arabian Sea are known as Lakshadweep, whereas the islands in the Bay of Bengal are called the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. See here, you can see some photographs of these islands. It means the Andaman Nicobar and Lakshadweep Islands. These islands are very beautiful and surrounded by flora and fauna. Now see to it, most of the islands in Lakshadweep are atoll islands. They are small in extent and not very high. In the period of high tide of the sea, the most of the islands are under the water of the sea. The islands of the Andaman group are mainly volcanic islands. They are large with hills in their interior parts of includes an island called Barren Island, which has the only active volcano in India. There are atolls in the Nicobar group too. All of you know the southernmost tip of India is located in the Nicobar Island. After India, we are going to learn the physiography of Brazil, which is the next country we are going to study. Even a curiously look at the map will make you realize that a large part of Brazil is occupied by highlands, plateaus, and small mountains. There are no very high and long extending mountains in the country, except for the northern Amazon basin and the southwest. Along the upper parts of Paraguay basin, there is no wide plains in the country. Even the coastal plains are restricted in their expanse. See here, you can see the physiographical map of Brazil as well as the topography of Brazil. See to it, here are some maps of Brazil. These maps are indicating the physiographic condition of Brazil. Which are physiographic divisions of Brazil? See here. There are 5 physiographic divisions of Brazil like India. The first is the highlands. The second one is the Great Escarpment of Brazil. Next one is the coastal region. Next is the plains. And the last one is the island groups of Brazil. So these are various geographic divisions of Brazil. See, once again, the highlands of Brazil, the Great Escarpment of Brazil, the coastal region of Brazil, the plains of Brazil, and the islands group of Brazil. These are physiographic divisions of Brazil. You can see these physiographic divisions of Brazil. You can see in the textbook of geography. For this, you can study the map. The first physiographic division is the highlands. The southern Brazil is occupied by an extensive plateau. It is differently described as Brazilian highlands or Brazilian shield or Brazilian plateau. Brazilian and Guiana highlands together form the core of South American continent. The main part of the Guiana highlands is the Venezuela and it extends up to French Guiana. In Brazil, it covers the states of Roraima, Pará and Amapá in the north of the Brazil. The lower part of these highlands is found in Brazil, but the highest peak of Brazil, Pico de Neblina, which is on 3014 meter height and lies on the border between Brazil and Venezuela. The regions to the east and south of the Brazilian highlands have an altitude of more than 1000 meters, but in other parts the altitude is between 500 to 1000 meters. The highlands gradually slope towards north and slopes are not very steep. The tributaries of Amazon flowing through this region make rapids and waterfalls. Towards the north, the slopes are steep but not abrupt. A number of rivers take off from the terminal portion of the highlands and flow northwards to meet Atlantic Ocean. Some major rivers like Uruguay, Paraguay, and Paraná originate from the southern slopes of the highlands and enter Argentina. It slopes towards the east. It steep and it appears in the form of an escarpment. The next physiographic division of Brazil is the Great Escarpment. Though the Great Escarpment occupies a very small area, the nature of its slope and the effect it has on the climate makes it a separate physiographic region. The eastern side of the highlands is demarcated because of the escarpment. In this region, the altitude of the escarpment is 790 meters high. In some regions, the height is gradually. The escarpment is very steep, particularly from Sao Paulo to Porto Alegre. The escarpment acts as a barrier to the southeast trade winds, giving rise to the rain shadow area in the northeastern part of the highlands. The region to the north of the area is called drought quadrangle. The next part of Brazil's physiography is the coast. Brazil has a coastal line of about 7,400 kilometers. One may divide that into two parts, namely northern and eastern coast. The northern coast extends from Amapá province in the north to Rio de Grande do Norte in the east. This can be called as the North Atlantic coast. From there, the eastern coast extends towards the south. The northern coast is characterized by mouths of many rivers including the Amazon. Therefore, this region is low-lying region. On this coast lie the Marajo Island, Marajo and São Marcos Bays. Marajo is a large coastal island located between the mouths of river Amazon and river Tocantins. The eastern coast receives large number of smaller rivers. The only major river which meets the Atlantic Ocean here is São Francisco. The Brazilian coast is characterized by a large number of beaches and sand dune complexes. The Brazilian coast is protected in some areas by coral reefs and atoll islands. Now the next physiographic division of Brazil is the plains. The Amazon basin is in the north and Paraguay-Paraná source region in the southwest. These are two parts of Brazilian plains. So first we are going to learn about the Amazon plains. Amazon plains lying between the two highlands from the largest plain land of Brazil. Amazon plains lying in the northern parts of Brazil generally slope eastwards. The Amazon basin is quite wide in the west. It is about 1,300 kilometers and it narrows eastward. Its width is minimum where the Guiana highlands and Brazilian highlands come closer. It is about 240 kilometers. As the river approaches the Atlantic Ocean, the width of the plains increases. These are mostly forested areas and largely inaccessible due to frequent flooding and dense undergrowth. Most of the Amazon plains are covered by tropical rainforests. Listen again. The tropical rainforests are the specialty of the Amazon plains. Now the second part of Brazilian plains are Paraguay and Paraná rivers plains. The other plains in Brazil are located to the southwestern part of the highlands. They form the source region of Paraguay and Paraná rivers. The source region of Paraguay slopes towards the south while the source region of Paraná towards the southwest. Pantanal is one of the largest wetland in the world. It lies towards the southwest part of the highland areas. It is a region of swamps and marshes in southwestern Mato Grosso do Sul in Brazil, and it extends into Argentina too. The last part of Brazilian physiography is islands. Beside the mainland, some islands are also included in Brazil. They can be classified into coastal islands and marine islands. Most of the coastal islands have formed due to deposition. Marine islands were a part of the mainland. They are more than 300 kilometers away from the mainland in the Atlantic Ocean. These islands are mostly rocky and they are the top of the submerged mountains, which are in the sea. The islands near the coast of the South Atlantic Ocean are coral islands and they are called atolls. So such a way, we learn about the physiography of Brazil and India in this chapter. Next part, we will learn about the drainage pattern of India and Brazil. Thank you very much.